Hey y'all, it's Martha with Sunset Travel Meals, and today I am bringing you my chicken and sausage gumbo recipe. I know everybody has their favorite style of gumbo. I do get rave reviews online though. So I'm going to tell you a few, because basically everybody has the same ingredients, but I'm going to tell you a few little key factors that I think does make my gumbo maybe just a little bit tastier. Okay, the first one is how I process the chicken. I don't use rotisserie chicken. I don't buy chicken and cook it myself. I buy chicken tenderloins at the HEB in the frozen bag. I cook them in a large pan. This is a 6-quart Dutch oven, and I boil it in there. Here was what I think is one of the secret ingredients of a good gumbo. I boil the chicken with a chopped onion, 4 cloves of chopped garlic, peppercorn, and salt. I learned that trick from my friend Pat Jordan about cooking chicken for chicken salad, and it does make a difference in the taste of the final product. So when you're boiling your chicken, I'm going to use for this gumbo recipe, I'm going to use 1 4-pound bag of chicken tenderloins from HEB. I'm going to fill it in the pot of water, add an onion, 4 cloves of garlic chopped, some peppercorns and salt, and bring it to a boil. When the chicken is completely done, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to chop it and take it out of the broth and set it aside. We're going to talk about all the ingredients before we get to how we put it together. Okay, so I've taken the chicken out of the broth and it's over here set aside. I don't make my own roux. I know some of you think that's a fallacy, but I use dough glaze, and I don't think you can go wrong with dough glaze. So I spoon it out by the spoonful. I use a whisk, stirring it into the boiling water, and that's how I get my roux to dissolve. Now, here's the next key ingredient that I think makes a really, really good gumbo. The Trinity, as you've heard it called. It is 1 stalk of celery, not the whole package, 1 stalk, 1 bell pepper, and 1 bunch of green onions. But instead of just chopping them, I do put them in the food processor and make them as fine as possible. 2 things happen when you do this. Number 1, you get a lot of the natural juices out of the vegetables. Second thing is, kids can't see the green things. Okay, so I think that's a very just makes it add a little added flavor to the broth. Okay, so after we've brought our chicken water to a boil, we've diluted our roux into the, which I'm going to show you all this in just a minute, but I want to talk about the ingredients first. We'll dilute the roux in there. As soon as the roux is diluted, I'm going to add the chicken back to the broth. I'm going to add the Trinity, 1 stalk of celery, 1 bell pepper, 1 bunch of green onions chopped. I'm going to add those to the product, and I'm going to let it cook. While it's cooking, I think this is a third key to the gumbo. I use 1 package of Zumo sausage, chopped, and I don't just put it into the broth, into the gumbo base at this point. I brown mine first. I bring it back over to the stove, I brown it, let it make a little grease, and I pour the whole thing into the gumbo. The sausage with its little bit of grease that it made go back into the gumbo. Then I cook it for about an hour and a half till all the flavors marry, and you'll see, you will have a perfect gumbo. At this point, when you get ready to serve, you can add some fried okra in at the last minute if you want, and then I usually garnish the bowl with a few chopped onions, green onions. But we're gonna come back in just a minute, and I'm gonna show you how it looks cooking, and then I'm gonna show you the finished product. But those are 3 key ingredients I do believe. That what you put into the chicken when it's boiling, that you finely chop the vegetables so they make a juice, and that you brown the sausage till it makes a little bit of grease. Okay, see you in a minute. Hey, this is just a picture of what it looks like midway cooking. I am dissolving the roux. I got it out of the jar. I bring the waters to a boil when I put the roux out of the jar, and then I just continually stir with the whisk until it's completely dissolved. And I got the sausage cooking right over here. Okay, we'll be back in just a minute with all the ingredients added to our roux. Hey everybody, we're back with our final product. This is Martha's chicken and sausage gumbo. I did add a little okra at the end, and the longer it cooks, the tastier it gets. And of course, you may want to finish it off with a little Tex Joy gumbo filet. At least have it available for those people that like it. But until our next recipe. This one will be in the comment section, so you'll have all your ingredient list and everything ready handy for you. See you next time on Sunset Travel Meals.